What's up, guys? Rob from Gaming here, and it is a big day for me and a big day for Reptar enjoyers everywhere. The official Reptar spotlight has dropped, and that means that we're going to be getting into seeing what the serial dinosaur has for us in NASB 2. Now, of course, if you don't know, I played Reptar pretty much from launch on NASB 1. He was a secondary for me throughout the game's life cycle, and I still play him even to this day. He started out as a character that I was like more of a for fun character, but as I started to play the game more, I figured, why not make him like a true secondary? So I put a lot of time into him, and I did the whole Reptar guide and all that stuff. So I'm already locked into playing him as a secondary in NASB 2 just because I love him so much. So even if he sucks and he's bottom one, I'm still gonna play him just because I love the stupid serial dinosaur. So I am excited to see what they did with him in 2. Let's go ahead and jump right into it.
Hold on to your diapers because the mighty green dinosaur, Reptar, is here to squash the competition in Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2.
Okay, there you go.
Reptar comes equipped with scorching fiery breath,
fireball,
incredibly
breath,
powerful attacks, brutal chomps, and of course,
down
ice
B.
skates. Reptar excels at striking fear into his opponents just from his sheer strength and size, which he needs considering his low speed. Yeah. While many of Reptar's attacks also tend to be a little bit slower to come out with a little bit more recovery time, they're made safer by just how hard they push opponents away if blocked. With that in mind, if you find yourself cowering in the corner against Reptar, you might also find yourself teetering on the edge of defeat. Several of Reptar's moves draw from his unique flame meter, including his ferocious grounded and aerial upcharge attacks and a few of his special moves. Dealing damage with his other attacks will build that meter right back up, so as long as you let Reptar take a breather every now and then, you shouldn't have to worry about running out. Let's jump straight into Reptar's special attacks. His down special, Flame Breath, might look a bit familiar from Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 1.
Oh no.
While the special button is held, Reptar becomes immune to knockback,
armor,
allowing you to essentially counterattack
and it does 25%
combos with a spread of fire across the floor. While in the air, this move changes into a diagonal fireball that knocks opponents away.
Oh,
his neutral special is just like his aerial down special, except it only goes horizontal. These fireballs are pretty big, which helps out a lot with finding control over the stage, guarding the ledge, or hitting people from afar.
And it looks way faster than it was in 1, which is nice. What was that?
Reptar's up special, Jurassic Slam, leaps high into the air before falling back down to crush any enemies underneath him. You can also make Reptar fall sooner if you press down on the control stick.
Oh, okay.
Finally, Hungry as a Dinosaur, his side special is a command grab. Reptar lurches forward and tries to swallow his opponent's whole before spitting them back out. The direction Reptar spits his opponent is decided by which direction the control stick is being held after a brief pause. Left, right, or even downwards.
Ooh.
The downwards version of this attack can be an especially frightening way to knock out your opponents or combo them on stage. Reptar definitely doesn't move or attack quite as fast as some other members of the cast, but if you know just how, when, and where to hit your opponents ahead of time, you won't be missing out on much anyways. Thanks to his fiery attacks and the extra range granted by his tail, Reptar is also able to hit opponents from a pretty solid distance before committing to one of those hard-hitting finishers.
That is charged air again.
If you're one of many Reptar fans around the world, or if you want to know what it's like to be him, then give him a try in Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2. As always, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more character spotlights coming soon.
Okay, alright, so I am pretty happy with what we've seen so far. They didn't really go too in-depth on him. They didn't really explain a lot of like his lights or charged or anything like that. They really focused on his specials, which to be fair, in 1 was a lot of his character. His down B specifically was a very, very effective tool, either on stage with RTC or in the air being used as a recovery tool for the armor or even an edge guard. Yeah, his aerial down special, pretty solid move as well. So makes a lot of sense that they went into his specials a lot in this one. Let's go back and let's break this down a little bit more.
Because the mighty green dinosaur, Reptar, is here to squash the competition in Nickelodeon.
He's so big! Except for, I'm guessing that's an item.
Reptar comes equipped with scorching fiery breath, incredibly powerful attacks.
I guess that's his forward throw, probably.
Incredibly powerful attacks,
it looks like that's probably a forward throw.
And of course, ice skates. Reptar excels at striking fear into his opponents just from his sheer strength and size, which he needs considering his low speed.
Yeah, he's slow. He's a big boy.
Many of Reptar's attacks also tend to be a little bit slower to come out.
So probably like
Reptar's attacks also tend to be a little bit considering his low speed.
Up tilt. Up tilt looks pretty decent. Looks like it maybe is disjointed a little bit as well.
Many of Reptar's attacks.
I'm guessing that's like probably a down tilt. It looks okay unless the shockwave is a hitbox. It looks a little stubby.
Also tend to be a little
Yeah,
bit
this is
slower
down
to come out
special.
with a little bit.
I don't know what this is. I guess this is a forward tilt. Probably.
With a little bit more recovery time.
Unless that's a forward tilt. Or is this a down tilt? I don't even know.
More recovery.
Probably a down tilt.
Time. They're made.
I guess that's probably his jab.
They're made safer by just how hard they push opponents away.
Yeah, so it looks like, you know, you take a lot of shield stun. I mean, this is obviously like charged up a lot. This one.
Away if blocked. With that in mind, if you find yourself cowering in the corner against Reptar, you might also find yourself teetering on the edge of defeat.
Dash attack.
Reptar's moves
I love the Robo Reptar skin. That is freaking mint, dude. So he has a flame meter, which is interesting.
Draw from his unique flame.
It looks like it, yeah, just kind of recovers on its own.
His ferocious, grounded, and aerial.
Yeah.
Upcharge attacks and a few of his special moves.
Okay, so it's a
including his ferocious, grounded, and aerial upcharge attacks.
Okay, so that's an upcharge. Okay, his up smash essentially is this, which makes sense. It looks pretty big.
It's grounded.
I mean, that looks pretty big to me.
An aerial upcharge attack.
Yeah, his aerial upstrong in Nasby 1 was okay. The hitbox was just a little weird, so it looks like they made a little bit more of an effort to make it more centralized to the character. Because in Nasby 1, it was kind of out in front of you a little bit, so it was a little weird to time, and it was also pretty slow.
And a few of his special moves.
His flame breath. It looks like it's, you know, it's definitely not as big as it is in Nasby 1. That's for damn sure.
Dealing damage with his other attacks will build that meter right back up. So as long as you let Reptar take a...
Okay, so his Nair is back, unless this is like a fair now. But that's a Nasby 1 move. Looking pretty good.
Take a breather every now and
then. Jab.
You shouldn't have to worry about running out. Let's jump straight into Reptar's special attacks. His down special, Flame Breath, might look a bit familiar from Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 1. While the special...
So you have armor, which you did in Nasby 1, which is cool. It's a way to like call people out. And it deals 25%. Not 30. They nerfed the damage a little bit. You know, Reptar's broken down B combo only does 30 now, or 25 now, but...
Immune to knockback, allowing you to essentially counterattack and open your opponent up for...
That's a dare.
Combos with a spread of fire across the floor. While in the air, this move changes into a diagonal fireball that knocks opponents...
Oh, so that's his jab. So, yeah, I don't really know... I guess that would be his jab, because that was his jab in Nasby 1, the headbutt.
For combos with a spread of fire across the floor. While in the air, this move changes into a diagonal...
Yeah, I mean, okay.
Fireball that knocks opponents away.
So that's pretty cool, because in Nasby 1, it was the aerial chomp, which was a pretty good move, honestly. A little... I guess I could say I'm a little disappointed it's not back, because it was so good for him, and he desperately needed it. But I can understand why they wanted to go a little bit different style. And this is pretty cool. Like, this is a good edge guarding technique, you know.
This move changes into a diagonal fireball.
Hit your opponent off stage, throw this out to kind of pressure them into maybe a bad situation. And then off of this, you know, you could read a double jump and hit him with, like, a charged fair. Or if they go low, you can hit him with a dare. Like, I'm pretty sure.
His neutral special is
you know, you can just pull something off like that. Yeah, so this looks much better in this game. His neutral B in Nasby 1 wasn't bad by any stretch of the imagination. It just wasn't great because it was small and kind of slow. So you couldn't really use it to where you would think you'd be able to use it to. Because like a projectile like this, you would think for a slower character, you'd throw it out and then, you know, dash in and use that as neutral pressure to kind of get something going, right? Run in and get a grab, you know, run in and get, you know, read a jump into like a nair or something like that. But it didn't really work out that way so much in Nasby 1. It was kind of difficult to use his fireball as kind of a neutral pressure. So it looks like this is a little bit more useful for that.
These fireballs are pretty big, which helps out a lot with finding control over the stage, guarding the ledge, or hitting people from afar.
I'm guessing that was a back air right there. Yeah, that's a back air.
From afar.
Okay. Fireball into I'm guessing that's his charge down attack because that's what it was in SB1.
Jurassic Slam leaps high into the air before falling back down.
Yeah, so this looks again like it's still not the greatest recovery. It kind of looks like you don't really go very far at all.
As a dinosaur, his side special is a command grab. Reptar
this is cool though.
And tries to swallow his opponent's whole before spitting them back out. The direction Reptar spits his opponent is decided by which direction the control state.
What is that? A freaking? I'm guessing this like spinny was his nair, and like the tail move is probably a fair.
Decided by
yeah, that looks like a nair to me.
Being held after a brief pause. Left, right, or even downwards.
That's pretty sick.
The version of this attack can be an especially frightening way to knock out your opponents or combo them on stage. Downwards version of this attack can be an especially frightening.
Was there? Oh, Reptar's shield. He puts the building out in front of him. That's funny.
Frightening.
There's Garf's get up attack. Napkin Garf is back, by the way.
Combo them on stage. Reptar
That's really cool.
Move or attack quite as fast as some other members of the cast, but if you know just how, when, and where to hit your opponents ahead of time, you won't be missing out on much anyways. Thanks to his fiery attacks and the extra range granted by his tail, Reptar is also able to hit opponents from a pretty solid distance before committing to one of those hard-hitting finishers.
Yeah, wow.
If you're one of many Reptar fans around the world, or if you want to know what it's like to be him, then give him a try in Nickelodeon All-Star.
Get out of here.
As
so... yeah, aesthetically, you know, I like what they've done with Reptar. The alts look really cool. I do think his base model makes him look a bit tired. Like, I know he's a dinosaur and all that, but like, doesn't he look like he has like bags under his eyes here? It's a little weird. He looks a little bit like he's really just tired. But his alts look really good. The Robo Reptar looks really, really cool. So aesthetically, I like it. Strengths, you know, I think it's kind of cool that they gave him... looks like his neutral B is going to be a little bit more usable in this game for, like, normal projectile purposes. It's cool that they kept the armor on his down special. It looks like he has... he's not like as much of a rangy type character as he was in 1, because like his tail was huge in 1. That went far as a mother. But it does look like he maybe has a little bit better combo game this time around, even for a heavy. It looks like you can get some decent combos going. Nothing too crazy though. And the fact that he now has like a downward facing projectile off stage is kind of cool. Gives you a little bit more of like an edge guard situation type of thing. And the command grab. The command grab looks really, really good. That move looks like it's going to be a really, really big part of his kit. Weaknesses, of course, he's big. Of course, he's going to be heavy. He's going to be combo food. And his recovery still looks like it kind of sucks, which was one of his big weaknesses in 1, was besides the fact that he was just giant combo food. His recovery looks like it's kind of not... his recovery in 1 wasn't very good, and it looks pretty similar here. Looks like it's going to be a big weakness of his kit, as well as losing the aerial down special armor. Kind of concerns me a little bit, because it looks like it might be even harder for him to get at disadvantage this time around. Because in 1, that was a great tool to get at disadvantage, was get that armor going. Not having that looks like it's going to hurt a little bit. Although it looks like maybe his nair and dare are a little bit better at getting at a disadvantage than they were in 1. So, yeah, we'll see. I mean, overall, he looks pretty faithful to 1, which I'm really happy to see. I definitely like what I'm seeing from his kit. He definitely looks like a lot of fun, and I'm definitely going to be playing him. So, yeah, I'm really, really happy to see how Reptar looks. I mean, it looks like they gave him some really, really cool stuff. Like I said, you know, with the projectile being a little better, the command grab especially being huge part of his kit now, or I anticipate it being a pretty big part of his kit. Yeah, Reptar's looking pretty cool. As far as how good he looks, I'm going to be honest with you. He kind of looks low tier, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to put him at mid-low tier right now because he's big. Sorry about that. He's big, he's heavy, he's going to be combo food. We all knew that going in. He does look strong as hell, of course, which he was in NASB 1, and that makes sense. He's a giant dinosaur. But losing the armor, option to get at disadvantage, his recovery still looking like it's really not good at all. Along with just like how you know, many of these other characters look like their combo game goes crazy. He kind of seems like he's going to struggle a lot in a lot of these matchups. I think the biggest thing for me why I'm thinking he might be mid-low is just because he doesn't have... It doesn't look like, I'm going to say, of course, right off the bat, like he doesn't look like he has great get at a disadvantage options available to him, which was one of the biggest things you need as a heavy because you're going to be in disadvantage a lot. And not having, like, you know, the armor option in the air looks like it's going to hurt it. In my opinion, it's probably going to hurt him a lot. But definitely looks like he can still do some things. Looks like he can still sauce on people if they're not aware of his stuff or anything like that. Like, that was his big thing in NASB 1 was he was a huge matchup check character. If you didn't know about the right techniques or the right tech timings for his down speed, his down special and stuff like that, he could really wreck your shit. But yeah, so I don't think he looks too great, you know, competitive level wise, but he looks like so much fun, which was the reason I picked him up to play him in NASB 1 in the first place. It just kind of turns out that throughout the meta development, he turned into a character that's pretty viable, mostly through people like Captain Planet with Metal Arms, Goddish, Tootle. Tootle has a really good Reptar. People like that. I apologize if I'm forgetting about anybody. Reptar players out there. You'll have to, you know, destroy me in the comments. But yeah, so like Reptar turned out to be a decently viable character in 1, and he started out pretty low on a lot of people's tier list, and I'm saying he's going to start out a lot of low on tier list in this game. But the bottom line to me is that he looks like a ton of fun, and he looks like he has some new sauce, which is great. You know, it looks like he's going to be a definite for fun character, and I'm going to secondary him because I freaking love him. He's funny as hell to me. You're fighting a serial mascot dinosaur, like... How is that not funny, right? So overall, I approve. I'm very, very happy with my 2 characters that I've locked in. Very, very happy with Garfield. Very, very happy with Reptar. Definitely looking forward to playing both. I am super excited to try out both of these characters and see what kind of sauce we can get cooking. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Of course, whenever they do the... Who have we not seen? We got teasers for certain characters that I don't think we've seen fully yet. I don't know off the top of my head. I'm trying to remember things that I don't really even know about. So, but yeah, so of course when the next NASB 2 news drops, you of course will... I will, of course, be reacting to it on the channel, and we're coming in pretty hot. Release date is getting close, and of course, once the release date happens, I will be doing a lot of content for this game. I'm planning on probably doing a campaign Let's Play, at least one on the channel. Probably do like a Garfield campaign Let's Play, and of course, there will be other content coming on the channel, tier lists, you know, match videos, stuff of that nature. So, hope you guys enjoyed. And, of course, I will see you guys again next time.